How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Talking Wolves. Wolves are set to make another signing. It looks like Rayan Ait-Nouri from Angers in France will be making the move to Molineux this weekend, possibly the very latest Monday, which is the deadline for international transfers, the 5th of October. My name is Dave. As always, I'm going to be giving my thoughts on this transfer and of course the move for Ruben Vinagre to Olympiacos as well in this video. We've got some expert insight on Aït-Nouri and what we can expect as Wolves fans. But as always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I've said it a couple of times already, but the support has been fantastic on the channel, so I really do appreciate it, and please do keep it up. So Aït-Nouri, he's a player that has been linked with Wolves, I want to say for years, because it has been a couple of years. We were first linked with him back in 2018 when Wolves were first in the Premier League. And it's no surprise really, because the youngster is under the agency. His agent is Jorge Mendes. So it's no surprise to see that sort of link come about. There's really been nothing concrete on the youngster. There's been links on and off, very cold links for the last couple of years. This year, though, and this summer, this transfer window, we've seen a couple more. We were linked with him towards the start. We haven't really been linked too solidly since. We were linked from Le Ten Sport in France. They linked us last week. They said us, Barcelona, and I think it was Leverkusen were the three teams that were in the race to sign Aït-Nouri. We were the three teams left in the race, really. And it was then reported last week from the same source that he didn't really want to move to Wolves. So it looked like, that cut it dead, really. However, it did emerge yesterday. There was a rumour that came from Greece that Ruben Vinagre was in talks and very close to signing for Olympiacos. Left a few Wolves fans wondering and thinking, we can't let another player go with no one coming in. And then Tim Spears dropped the bombshell that Rayan Ait-Nouri is going to be the player that is coming to Wolves from Angers in France. A big signing. This kid has got a lot of promise, a lot of potential. And I know a lot of you fans will think, another one for the future. But I genuinely think this guy can bring a lot of quality to Wolves already. Some of you may have watched him play his final game last night for the French club against PSG. They did get smashed. I think it was 6-1 in the end. But Aït-Nouri played a big part in that game, and he actually looked good. He looked good, and for a player and a defender to look good in a 5 or 6-1 defeat, it shows something. He does have that little bit of quality in there. It was revealed today by Tim Nash, though, that he is coming to Wolves on a loan deal with a view to a permanent deal of around £20 million. So it'll be interesting, that one. I'm surprised that we're getting him on loan, so I think it's a very good piece of business. And Ruben Vinagre will be going to Olympiacos in a similar arrangement. He's going to Greece on a loan deal with an option to buy of £22.5 million, which, if Olympiacos do activate that, I think that's a ridiculous piece of business for Wolves, to be honest. The thing is with Ruben Vinagre, unfortunately, he's a player that had so much promise. I think we could all see that over the last few years. It was clear that Nuno really backed him. Nuno wanted him to do really well. And for one reason or another, he's not quite broken into the first team. He's been a little bit unlucky with the form of the likes of Barry Douglas in year one and Johnny ever since, really, that he hasn't really been able to break into the team consistently. But even when he's had his chances, Vinagre, unfortunately, he's been a little bit underwhelming and not quite what we expect and what we'd want as a Wolves fan. I think still personally probably do a little bit better further up the pitch, but in the Premier League I don't think he's quite built for that role, maybe, I don't know, but it will be a shame to see him go. But unfortunately he's just one of those players that hasn't progressed at the rate Wolves have progressed and want to progress, so it's probably a right decision to let him go now. But Rayan Ait-Nouri is going to be coming in from Angers in France. We look at some of his stats and so on. Already this season, played 3 games, missed the first few games in the league, but in the more 3 games recently he's played, he's got an assist as well already. You look at last season, of course, Ligue 1 in France got cut off very early due to coronavirus. Unfortunately, he missed a large chunk of the end of that season due to a fractured jaw. But you look at his stats, he got a few assists last season as well, playing a lot of minutes as a young footballer in the top league in France. He's 19 years of age, just turned 19 a couple of months ago. He did actually sign a contract a few months ago as well at Angers, and of course that is for them to, increase his value, keep his value increased. I know it's not a huge teller, but for a 19-year-old to be valued on transfer market for already £80 million, £80 million, is good. I think that's very good. You see a lot of the players that Wolves are linked with, and they don't even touch anywhere near that sort of value. So I think he's got a lot of quality. You can see he's already broken into the French first under 21 team. Sorry, so it's a player that I'm really looking forward to, and a player that has been linked with Wolves for a long time, been linked with some massive clubs for a long time, and so Wolves have got the chance to bring in another very, very talented young player. It'll be very, very interesting to see how he gets on. So I managed to get the thoughts of Jeremy Smith. He is a French football writer and podcaster, and to get his thoughts on Rayan Ait-Nouri, and this is what he's said to me. I asked him a few questions, obviously, on what sort of player he is and so on. But Jeremy said he's a left back / left wing back who can also be pushed forward as a straight left winger. Been spoken about for years already as a huge challenge, even though last season was his breakout one as a regular starter. He really has the potential to be a world-class player, tallish for a fullback, quick, deceptively strong, good in the air, excellent range of short and long passing, including a good crosser and an eye for a defence-splitting pass. Unlike most modern fullbacks, he can also defend too and is a very good tackler. Very good and composed on the ball, able to bring it out himself and beat opponents with ease. Only obvious weaknesses are his shooting, which is hardly a priority, and the fact that his attacking intent means that he can be caught out of position. But generally, he reads the game well, and that decision making will only improve with experience. I know this all sounds a little overboard. Obviously, at 19, he needs to keep learning and improving in all areas, but he really does have the potential to go to the very top in his position. And that just, bodes really well for Wolves. It sounds great as well. Obviously, he's a young player. The Premier League is a different kettle of fish. It's different gravy, really. It is going to be very, very tricky, very difficult for him to come in and straight away and adapt. But already we see, obviously, with Vinagre going out and Marcel already picking up a slight injury, we could see a lot more of Rayan Ait-Nouri than we expect as Wolves fans. So best of luck to, obviously, Vinagre looks set to go out to Olympiacos. I think he will do very well at that sort of level. A chance for him to get European football again. I think Olympiacos are in the Champions League, which is obviously going to be a massive factor for him. But if Wolves can get that money that is agreed on that deal, I think that is unbelievable business by the club. And of course, Aït-Nouri coming in on a loan deal with an option to buy for £20 million. Another player that I'm really excited to see in a Wolves shirt. Really excited to see him play in the Premier League as well. As always, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until next time, I'll see you all very, very soon.